day, everyone. Sir Blasphemy here for Sir Blasphemy's travel channel on YouTube. I hope you all are doing well out there, surviving the plague, getting your vaccinations, and keeping your masks on. We're almost there. We're getting this stuff completed. So I hope you're staying healthy and well out there. So Sir Blasphemy is doing a little bit of a video today, a little bit different for you guys out there. It seems like all the fun that we've been having at Scarborough, all the good times that we've been having, Grunge the Juggler out there selling gourmet chocolate for me at Scarborough, seems like a small issue has come up that many of you wouldn't know about until I'm making this video at the moment. So, if you have been following me, Sir Blasphemy, here on my travel channel on my YouTube channel here, Sir Blasphemy's Travels. If you've been keeping up with me, you've known that I was doing a contest going at Scarborough Renaissance Festival this 2021 season. And I decided, of course, to make a YouTube of it. I have a part 1, part 2. You should check those videos out. I'll post them right here on the card above me, and you can click on those and check those videos out if you haven't seen them. I also did some videos leading up to the contest and all that good stuff. Well, everything went off fantastically. It was a blast. I gave away thousands of dollars in goodies, in cash, and tickets, and porcelain figurines that were made by Amy Brown, and sugar sweet fairies. It was awesome. Everybody had a wonderful time. So when I made the video that I made for those, the part 1 video in particular, there was a little bit of an issue with one particular business owner. No, it didn't get blown out of proportion or anything like that. I'm going to go into details here and tell you about it. But one business owner at Scarborough Renaissance Festival seemed to take issue with the first 30 seconds of my part 1 video. And so before I go into explaining this, I would like to show you the clip first so you can see what it is that this individual got upset about. Now, I'm not ousting this person or their business. I wouldn't do that. But I do have a little bit of an issue with this particular person singling me out because of a small segment in my very beginning of my video of part 1 of my $1,000 giveaway at Scarborough. So first, let me show you the clip, and then let me explain to you what happened after this clip. So, really quick, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Check it out. Good day, Sir Blasphemy here for Sir Blasphemy's Travels out here at Scarborough Renaissance Festival. We're about to get things started in less than an hour or so. The cannon will sound, and we will have the masses coming into the store for the contest today and selling of chocolate. So look around, I've nicknamed him, he probably may not like this name, but I've nicknamed it. That is Grunge the Juggler, who does a multitude of tricks and fancy things. And you can see him here at CB Dragon Sweet Shop. Watch his magical things. He does things with cards, he juggles, he does things, he pinches girls on the behinds, he does all kinds of things that you can't get away with outside these gates. All right, so as you saw there at the beginning, this is the first 30 seconds of the video. Me being a character, as in Sir Blasphemy, you know, not the real person. I don't walk around calling myself Sir Blasphemy when I'm at a Quick Trip or something like that, and it doesn't say that on my driver's license. But anyway, at the beginning of it, I am talking to Grunge the Juggler, my employee there, and I mention that we do all kinds of things at Scarborough. We do this and we do that, and you can come see Grunge the Juggler. And in an effort to be funny, I mentioned, and he goes outside and he pinches girls on the behind. And I mentioned that. Well, another booth owner there at Scarborough seemed to take issue with that. And they tagged Scarborough Renaissance, the person that oversees the booths and things like that. They tagged the person in the video and then very cowardly deleted the comment that they tagged the person in, just so they could get the person to see it, so that way they wouldn't be the ones shown stamping out the fact that they have an issue with this video. So they deleted the comment after tagging, But obviously that person isn't smart enough to realize that you get a notification anyway when you get tagged in a comment thread or whatever the case, or a comment is made on your video. So they didn't realize I can see who did that, who did the tag. Well, then after the tag, because I said that at the beginning of the video, the following weekend, and I absolutely do not blame the management of the Renaissance Festival. Of course not. They're absolutely wonderful, and I want to have a long working, strong relationship with them. So they're only doing what they have to do because one person complained about what I said at the beginning of the video. They came and demanded that we take the video down off of YouTube. I'm not going to do that. It's not going to happen. It's not my fault that you have a problem with perception. And I'll explain that here in a moment. Well, so they came to the booth. They didn't call me. They didn't say anything to me directly. They didn't send me a text, nothing. They went to my employee, which I am back home, and they go to my employee and tell my employee that I need to take down the video off of YouTube. Never mind that in the video, it shows me making people happy, walking around, talking to people in the video. I'm giving away stacks of cash. There's a part 2 to that video on top of it. And I'm doing all of these things, having a wonderful time with people in the video. Never mind that all that's happening because I said something at the beginning of the video that might be viewed as offensive or unreal. Well, of course it's unreal. I wouldn't advise you to go in anywhere, not a Renaissance Festival or any place else, and go and pinch women on the behinds. Would it have been different? Would your standards have been different? Would you be asking me to take this video down if I had said, go outside and pinch men on the behinds? I bet you there wouldn't have been a word said about it. So let's hold the standard as a flat line and not come after Sir Blasphemy for some ridiculous interpretation, a perception of which you have wrong. So they did go on the thread where I posted it on a very big website and was able to get it taken down, this person. So fine, whatever the case may be, but I'm not taking it down off YouTube. It's not going to happen because I didn't do anything wrong and I have nothing to apologize for. I am portraying a character. So let's talk about this for a moment. There's the real person, and then there's the character known as Sir Blasphemy, okay? This is satire, this is reality. Understand the difference? I am playing a role, I'm playing a character, I am being ridiculous. It doesn't mean that I actually go out and do these things in reality. Can you understand that? Can you see the clarity in that? So of course, the things that I say, these things that go on within these gates you can get, of course you can't get away with those things, and don't do it. Don't do those things. Don't pinch men or women on the behinds unasked to do so. If they ask you to do so, good for you. But of course you wouldn't do that. Of course you wouldn't go out and do those things. Common sense tells you that the man is kidding in the video. He's playing a character. He is called Sir Blasphemy. He says blasphemic things. He says taboo things. Of course, it's going to be edgy. It's going to be different. And I don't even push the envelope that far. That was just me doing a little bit. But here's the context. Instead of this is something that needs to be addressed here. So Grunge the Juggler, who I'm speaking with in that video when I make that line, I actually say that line to get a reaction out of him. Why do I say that line to him? Because Grunge the Juggler isn't interested in the ladies, if you know what I mean. That is not his flavor. So when I said that line, it was specifically geared towards him to see if he would get a reaction while he was juggling or doing something that nature. Fortunately, he didn't go, ew, or something like that. He didn't add to the comedy of the bit. He didn't pick up on it, and it just flew by over his head. So that's the way it went. So yeah, that was addressed. That's the context of the conversation. So what I would suggest to the person that tagged the video, the other booth owner that's at Scarborough, I know who you are because I saw you, I looked through your profile, and I know which business it is of yours. So, and I've seen you comment on other things in threads, and I can kind of tell you're a little bit of a busybody. You kind of like to nitpick a lot of things. I've seen what you've said in certain threads and things like that, and shame on you. Maybe you should stick to your business and worry about that instead of what other people are doing, especially fictional characters portraying a role, trying to boost their business, trying to have fun with patrons and their employees. Maybe you should worry about that. Maybe you should worry about your business. But Anyway, Sir Blasphemy's a little riled up about this because it's completely insulting. All this person had to do was walk up to me and mention, what did you mean at the beginning of that video? It was a little offensive to me. What did you mean? And I would have gladly addressed the full context of the conversation, what it meant. And then they would have grasped the joke and probably wouldn't have an issue with it, just like 99.9% of the other people that have watched the video haven't had an issue with it. Excuse me. It's not the plague. So what I want to be clear here about is that all you had to do was come and speak with me a little bit about it. Don't have the management have to come into my booth, bother my employees during a busy day on the weekends when we're doing business, and have them have to stop what they're doing to call me to say you need to take down a video that I'm not going to take down because I didn't do anything wrong. The fact that you just pinpointed that out, Mr. and Mrs. Booth owner, you know who you are, tells me that you didn't watch the rest of the video, nor did the management. They didn't watch the rest of the video. Because if you would have watched the rest of the video, you would have said, this is a pretty good thing this guy's doing here. This is a pretty good thing Sir Blasphemy's doing. I may just ask him about that beginning part. Maybe I'll ask him to edit that out, or what he meant by it, if he was trying to joke, whatever the case may be. I was trying to joke. It's satirical. Understand, today's day and age, it doesn't seem like we can joke with each other anymore. Well, I'm going to joke. I'm a character, and this is what I'm going to do. If you don't like it, tough. That's just the way it's going to be. Sir Blasphemy, the name is for a reason. I say blasphemic things. Understand? Are we clear? Do we get the character now? I hope so, Mr. and Mrs. Booth owner. You know, again, I'm not pointing you out. So what I want to, try to clear up here in this video without going off on too long of a rant is that I didn't understand also the request to take down my video. And let me explain why. Why the management. Again, I am not angry with Scarborough. I get it. They're protecting their assets. This is not a video about them. This is a video about the booth owner making the complaint and then cowardly deleting the comment after they tagged the management. And then deleting it like, oh, I didn't do anything. This is just management coming after you and your little thing. And the fact that you didn't watch the whole video, that's very evident. But what I'm saying here, this is the issue that I have. You come into my booth and you ask me to take down a video. Now, there's two performers that are at Scarborough. One of them reads the nastiest, raunchiest poetry you could possibly imagine. We all know who he is if you've been there, or if you've been to other fairs around the country. I love this guy, by the way. I am not pointing these two particular show actors out in any way. I love them, and they are very much in my heart a part of the Renaissance festivals, and I love that they're there, and I love what they do because they push boundaries, and I think they're fantastic, and that's why they're there. There's hundreds of videos, though, on them at Scarborough of them doing these routines, saying way more offensive things than what I said at the beginning of my part 1 giveaway video. Saying extremely ludicrous things about men and women both, being nasty and raunchy, and they're up all over the place on YouTube from Scarborough, or at Scarborough, rather. And there's that, and there's also another one that reads poetry too as well. You might see him standing at certain bridges when he's at fair, and then he reads nasty poetry. He picks women out of the crowd, turns them around in front of them, grabs them by the breasts, bends them over and dry humps them doggy style while whispering in their ear poetry. That's what they do. It's on video. You haven't went around to those actors and asked them to take down their videos, so I sure as hell am not going to take down mine over a senseless little comment where I'm trying to get a reaction out of a gay man that works for me. It's not going to happen. So until you tell them to take down their videos, I, Sir Blasphemy, am not taking down my part 1 video, and that's the way it's going to be. And that's the draw. So you can watch this video, and I hope that that booth owner watches this video and maybe understands a little bit more about Sir Blasphemy, because let me tell you something. You get off the train tracks when the freight train's coming through. Do you understand? I'm not going to play games, and I'm not going to dart around because maybe you're a little jealous of my business. And I think that that's what it boils down to. I think this particular booth owner saw the success and the success I'm still having with lines running out the door at CB Dragon Sweet Shop. Thank you all out there, by the way, for being compassionate and caring and coming out to see me and Grunge out there at CB Dragon Sweet Shop. We thank you so much for your business, but I wanted to make sure I took a moment to thank you. But maybe that this particular booth owner is angry because they've seen the lines going out the door. Maybe I'm doing a little better. They can see with their eyes in sales than they are, who they've been there for years. And maybe they're a little jealous. Maybe they don't like new kids on the block. Well, I'm sorry. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's all I have to say to you. There's no need to be jealous of my business. There's no need to tag my videos because they're getting attention at the Ren Fairs. There's no need to get angry because people walk up to me and yell at me at Renaissance Festival, Sir Blasphemy, I love your videos, Sir Blasphemy. We love your chocolate. They come up to me and say those things. I can put that on video as proof, but there's no need to be jealous about it. This is called a friendly competition. This is called being a competitor. Step up your game. Don't try to tear down the other people around you, the other booth owners who are working just as hard as you trying to put out their product. Don't do that. It's just distasteful and it's disgusting. It's something that Sir Blasphemy would do as a character, bring down everyone around him. But you're actually doing it in reality. Shame on you. And next time, don't be a coward. Don't tag a video. Come to me directly. And don't tag a video and delete it so like you didn't do anything. Come to me directly. Talk to me. You might find out you might actually like me. You might come to like me, and you would come to understand context. Context is huge. It's not my fault that you have a bad perception. And I can explain perception to you as well. What it means is that someone says something and you perceive it wrong, when in their heart and in their mind, what you hear is not what is meant. That's a problem with perception. It seems like you have an issue with jealousy and perception. And I'm sorry. So please, next time, if anybody out there, you can always come talk to Sir Blasphemy. I'm a very reasonable man. I'm out to help people. My videos are proof of that. And I've got more coming that's going to show me doing those things. But you can come speak to me, Sir Blasphemy, on an intellectual level. Speak to me directly. Speak to the real person. I'll gladly do that for you. But don't attack my business, my way of life, keeping food off my table because you're putting me in a situation with management. And it's not Scarborough management fault, but you're putting me in a situation with them where you're calling me out and then running and fleeing because you're kissing their butt. I mean, that's fine. We all get to eat from their plate, but we all run our business independently. And you're taking food off my table. If you attack that, I'm not allowed to come back. Well, guess what happens if I'm not allowed to come back to these businesses, to these fairs because you pull something like that? I'm going to come after you. Absolutely. I'm going to call you out. And I'm going to say, you did this. I'm not going to give you the air of protection right now. So, booth owner, Mr. and Mrs. Booth owner, come speak with me. Don't tag my videos complaining because I'm doing something you weren't smart enough to think about. That's all I'm asking. So, I'm so sorry, folks, but I had to address this issue. And I hope that we all learn a little bit something more about one another. I, of course, would never do anything to intentionally hurt anyone or disrespect anyone. In my character, I want to push the edge, and I want to do taboo things and say taboo things. It's just a character. It's meant to be satirical. But I would never intentionally hurt someone in reality or say something offensive and actually stand behind that. This is called a character. This is called the other person that isn't Sir Blasphemy is called reality. Know the difference, understand that. And that's to you, Mr. and Mrs. Booth owner at Scarborough Renaissance Festival, that had a problem with the first 30 seconds of my video, which you all saw. So let me sum up here. I want to thank you all again for coming out and coming to CB Dragon Sweet Shop and spending your hard-earned cash with me. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, I would love for you, actually I always tell you, don't debase yourself by following my channel. It's a bad idea, but you should. Like and subscribe, comment. I've had great interactions and comments and people in other videos, and I'm so glad that I'm getting a little momentum. I'm still very small time on YouTube, but but I would appreciate your likes, your comments, and subscribing to my channel. So until the next time, I apologize for this rant, but it had to be said. I had to call out the other booth owner that's out there, and I hope they see this video. So be well, do well out there, stay away from the plague, and I will see you soon. So this is Sir Blasphemy for another blasphemic session. Sir Blasphemy is out. Have a good one.